We now know that many of the parents who crossed the border to seek asylum since May had their kids forcibly taken away by the U.S. government with no plan for reunification. Today, there are thousands of children who've been sent all over the country to government camps, shelters, or temporary foster care. And despite a government plan to reunite them that was released over the weekend, there's still no foolproof strategy in place. That's because at the time of the separations, no one was assigned the role of obtaining parent and child data in order to reunite them, even though many government agencies are involved in this fiasco. Here's what didn't happen at the border, according to reports from lawyers and families. The Border Patrol didn't prepare families for separations. Some parents were told they'd see their kids when they got back from court or that they were being taken for a bath. In some cases, border agents didn't note that a child crossed the border with a parent. That means the child would then be categorized as an unaccompanied minor. After being separated, parents remained in ICE custody while their children, sometimes as young as 3 months old, were turned over to the Department of Health and Human Services, or HHS, which redefined them as unaccompanied minors and sent them off to camps and foster homes. So what happened then? Many new camps and shelters reportedly didn't note that the child transferred to them was separated from their parents. They remained labeled as unaccompanied minors. Many of the children forcibly separated carried no information to link them with their parents. Some are just babies, and many only speak indigenous languages. Keep in mind, it's only a misdemeanor to cross the border illegally. It can take just a few days to be sentenced, usually to time served. The government says more than 500 children have been reunited because they were still in custody of Border Patrol when their parents were sentenced. But most children were already transferred over to HHS by the time their parents were released. So why is this all happening? Administration officials said they wanted asylum seekers to know they would lose their kids in order to deter them from crossing. It was a conscious policy of demonstrative cruelty, which led the UN to state that family separations at the border may amount to torture. After widespread outcry, the administration reversed its position, and Homeland Security and HHS recently released a joint statement outlining a plan for reunification. But even under the new plan, the onus remains on the parent to find their children by calling a hotline. It remains unclear how the government will actually link children to their parents when their cases, tracking information, and the agencies in custody of them are completely separate. There's still no agency designated as a central keeper of both parent and child information. And Homeland Security and HHS both admit in their statement that there will be a number of children who will remain separated if a family relationship can't be confirmed. That means despite any government assurances, if you cross the border for any reason, including to seek asylum, which is legal under U.S. law, you may have lost your child forever.